So you really think you want one of these ferociously mean looking creatures? Look at it. Look how deadly this creature is. I'm joking. But I'm gonna answer 5 of the biggest questions when it comes to Huskies, alright? So let's get it. Are Huskies good for first time owners? And if you look online, vast majority of the opinions will say no. Okay? But my honest answer is it depends on the individual. Some individuals it'll be easy, some individuals find it hard. You have to know yourself and know what you're getting into. Now, I will say this, if you are getting a puppy, it's a lot easier for first time owners because you can gradually groom and transition your pet, as they get older, versus if you try to adopt or rescue a husky, which is why a lot of shelters say you need experience. Because again, some of these dogs have been through a lot, some are traumatized, some are used to things a certain way, and it's a lot harder to retrain them, get acclimated, things like that. So in that sense, I do agree, probably not the best for first time owners, but again, it depends on the individual. All right, so don't let that scare you. If you feel you're up to it and a husky's your first dog, do not let this scare you. That's my opinion. I'm a first time husky owner. Things are going fine. I have no problem with Kai. Number 2, can they live in apartments? This answer is pretty easy. Yes. I know ideally in a perfect world, we love a big house, big yard, fenced in, but hey, your dog is not going to be playing that much in your house. They shouldn't be having full play sessions in your house. A little play in the living room is fine. But yes, a small apartment is perfect. Lots of dogs in the cities live in apartments. There's nothing wrong with a husky being in an apartment. Most of the time, your dog is going to spend laying down, sleeping, the occasional play in roughhouse for a short time, but most of his exercise needs should be met outside. In the house, it doesn't matter. As well as when you first bring a dog or a puppy in, the number one thing everybody says is restrict access to most of the house. So if you have a small apartment, it's a lot easier, less places to restrict. You're easier to watch and look after the dog, especially in the first stages when you're bringing them home. It makes it a lot easier. So yes, if you have an apartment, you can have a husky. He's going to get his exercise outside. At least he should be getting his exercise outside. So you don't have to worry about that. I know a lot of people worry about that. Number 3. Do you need a fence? Okay, let's get into this one. Is a fence better? Yes. Would it make life easier? Again, yes. Do you need a fence? The answer is no. You can easily use extendable leashes or leads, 20 foot, 30 foot, 50 foot, depending on how big your yard is. Let's say you have a yard, but you just don't have the fence. You put them on one of these, and you can still play fetch or tug or run or whatever game you want to play. Let them walk around and sniff under supervision. Or as well as if you don't have a fence, you can always take them for walks around the area or a park. So you do not need a fence. If you have a yard, like I said, there are tools you can use to still do activities in your yard. Okay? Number 4, how much exercise? Now this, I think, is the main reason why people say Huskies aren't good for first time owners, or for people in general. The exercise. A lot of people, if you're not an active person, active doesn't mean you have to necessarily be going on hikes for hours, bike riding for hundreds of miles like you see online. Honestly, you can tire out a husky and have a tired husky just from walks. Honestly, I would say, and I'm talking about adult huskies, because obviously if they're puppies, it's a lot less in the different time frames. But for a normal adult husky, honestly, hour and a half to 2 hours of exercise or walks is enough. Now you split that up into twice a day, or maybe 3, depending on how long you can walk yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much all you. Honestly, trust me, you can get a husky tired from just walking. All right. Now there's another side to this. If you adopt a husky or rescue a husky and he's already used to certain activities, that might be a problem. So that's just a heads up. If you get a dog who's the previous owners, were used to running for an hour of actual sprinting and running, then yeah, when you get that husky, he might need something similar to that just to feel tired because that's what he's used to. But if you're growing a puppy from, growing a husky from the puppy stages, and you've never done that, he will not need that. He will gladly be tired from fetch, tug, walks, things like that, simple things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the main reason I think a lot of people are cautious with huskies, is they think they have to go bike riding for hours on end, hikes up mountains and things like that. Simple walk as you see it I'm doing here will have my husky tired, sleeping, not destroying your house. Number 5. What's the shedding like? As a husky owner, I get asked this a lot, and the answer is they shed a lot. They lay down, they shed. When they get up, it sheds. When they rub against you, it's shedding. When they shake, sheds. Twice a year, they're gonna blow their coats, and then it's gonna be extreme shedding. Their coats are gonna look roughed, rugged, and you've seen videos online where you can literally just pluck the fur out. Just pluck, 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 pluck. Sometimes you'll be eating, you're like, huh, what's this? There's fur in your mouth. You're gonna need a lot of lint rollers, hand vacuums, regular vacuums, obviously brushes, dustpans, things like that. Lint rollers is by far going to be your friend. Now, having seen Labradors, do they shed as much as Labs? Honestly, they do not. I believe Labs are worse. So if your two options for a dog were between a Lab and a Husky, shedding should not be the difference because they're going to shed just as much. A lot of people do not realize how much Labradors shed, but check it out. They shed a lot. That's it, you guys. Pretty much covered a few things. If there are questions you want to ask, drop away. We'll do some Q&As and things like that. But that's it now, and we're out.